Thank you for joining me, dear friends. Let's get in a good state. I want you to be happy when you watch these videos. Just listen up, smiling up, okay? We're all about reframing the world because it's in our minds, all right? Where do you live? In your mind, pretty much. No matter where your body is sitting, you're living in your mind, okay? If you're watching the news, you are going in your mind wherever the news is taking you. So do be careful where you go in your mind. So today I think it's important to talk about grief and how to overcome it, okay? We all suffer loss from time to time in our lives, and it's a tender experience, it can break your heart, okay? And maybe it can break your heart open so that when you're having grief, you're loving yourself, okay? Believe it or not, when you have profound sadness, or even self-pity, if you want to call it that, it is a device to make you love yourself, all right? So that's a reframe right there. You don't want to squash it if you have grief, You don't want to suppress it. You want to embrace it, feel it in your heart. It's okay. It's okay. My heart is breaking, but it's breaking open, and I know it's going to be okay. And you're going to cry the tears that you need to cry, and you're going to give it the time that you need to give it, and you're going to be tender with your broken heart. But do know it's breaking open, okay? That changes everything. And so you can reframe your grief while you're growing through it. And you want to do that. Anytime you have a hard feeling or something really painful, you don't suppress it. And I'm not ever saying to suppress it in all these videos about, blissing up and being happy. No, if you get something that hurts, by golly, know what it is, dance with it, and then reframe it, okay? Accept yourself, love yourself. So you're gonna love yourself through grief, all right? I lost everything I had and everything I loved, probably several times, but the one most recent time was rather profound, and I kept doing all of my practices. I'd do my bliss and do my kriya, loving myself, and sometimes I'd just sit there and cry and do my grief work, you might call it, okay? And as the years went by, it got less and less, and I knew it would get less and less, but I wasn't suppressing it. I would feel it when it was, the right time to feel it. But I wanted to share with you some things that really worked for me and would work for you and will work for anybody. Throughout, you forgive anything and everything, because I had suffered a tremendous loss, but it was due to a criminal. So I did practice forgiveness all the time, I had no other choice, right? Because forgiveness heals, okay? So I forgive this. When you forgive something, you declare it's not a big deal, I'm better than this, I'm bigger than this. But then there was the loss of all the cost and the things I loved. And that's just a heartbreak, so you deal with that. Now, I want you to know about that. Sometimes you'll lose things, and that's called creative destruction. A way to reframe it when you lose something you love. It could be a job or a mate or a family or a pet, Creative destruction is that the form needs to go so that the life can expand. That is a way to reframe it, okay? I'm not saying do that before it's time to do that, but there is a time when you accept that that form is no longer here, but the life has gone on. So if you lose someone or someone dies, the form needed to go because the life wants to expand. So creative destruction is happening all the time on this planet, and it's good to make peace with it because it is one of nature's ways of growing. The trees will eventually return to the soil, as will this body. And so let's get real and let's get okay with creative destruction. All right? The old has to go so the new can be created. That is a reframe that might help you a lot if you have griefs. All right, they needed to return home to the love place, okay? And know that it's true, because if you've ever been with somebody who passed on, you see this amazing rapture. You see this amazing love fill their eyes and their face right before they go home. So it's not a loss. It's not a loss, you know? So know that, okay? With personal loss, another reframe. When it's the right time, don't rush it. But when it is the right time, you want to start by reframing, saying, hey, even though I lost everything, I'm still winning. And that might sound ridiculous, and it is in the beginning. I'm still winning because, hey, maybe I'm paying off karma. I had to use this, right? Because it seemed like I had just been dealt an evil blow from a psycho criminal. But I said, you know, maybe I'm paying off karma. Okay, great. I'm winning because, hey, I'm evolving, all right? I'm evolving, man. All right. Oh, those forms had to go so I could create new forms. Wonderful. I always win. All right. I'm gaining strength from this. Yes. I'm gaining wisdom from this. Yes. Hey, I might even learn how to help other people who have grief. Okay. I'm always winning. All right. I'm learning to have light. I'm learning new methods to stay positive. Oh, yeah, that's useful. I'm gaining experience. Yes. I'm gaining the skill of making better choices. I'm gaining humility. I'm learning how to love myself. I'm learning to have more union with the Creator. I'm learning to accept whatever life deals me. I'm learning forgiveness. I'm learning creativity. And I'm evolving. Okay, this is a way to reframe loss and grief when the time is right, when you can, you know. Reframe it and look on the bright side, okay, when it's time. You know, because I don't know how long you have to stay in it. I was in it for a while, but I was always working on getting out of it, of course. And you know, you can't lose if you learn, all right? So focus on winning no matter what. And you can use this on the little things in life too. Any loss. Well, you know, it really bummed me out that I lost that, or I lost money in my investment, but I'm learning patience. I'm learning how to reframe things, you know? So you can't lose if you learn, all right? So think about that in all of the challenges of your life, or all of the losses or the grief. Think about it, that you're always winning if you want to reframe it that way, okay? So be kind to yourself, love yourself. If you know anybody who would benefit from this, please share it with them. All right, and I'd love to hear, you know, how it shows up for you, how this works for you, so please let me know. All right? Much love to you and yours. Have a beautiful day.